strong-minded, amazing woman in the building with me. First of all, to let you know that this portion of the show is brought to you by Jordan's Paradise. For your health, fitness, and dance needs, go to www.jordansparadise.com, which, speaking of Jordan's Paradise, is where we meet this lovely lady who is truly amazing, Miss Eleasa Dubois. How are you?
I am wonderful, Kat. How are you?
I'm fabulous. Come closer to the mic because we want to hear your wonderful voice.
Okay.
Yes, so just push it in. There you go. All right, just be comfortable, relax, enjoy my little fan over here.
Oh, yes.
That's all I get is the fan.
Today.
So, amazing story of yourself. And I'm going to let you tell it because no one tells a story better than themselves. So tell us what journey you've been through in the last, sounds like just a little over a year ago.
Yes.
You went through? Okay.
Yes.
I'm all ears.
Okay. I'm excited to tell this story because it's one that most women can relate to. Either you as women or you know someone that's always had some kind of weight loss issue.
Right.
Whether it's, you know, an inch here that you can pinch,
right,
or it's a couple pounds, meaning like 50 or more.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been on that roller coaster several times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the point where I was really sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I had tried all of the popular programs out there, and some of them twice.
Wow. They got their money.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you did not get your money's worth. Okay.
And for some reason, I could never lose more than 20 pounds.
Okay.
And I was at
Which is still an achievement for some people, but clearly it wasn't enough for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I needed to lose at least 50 where I was at the time.
Okay.
So I had tried pretty much everything else out there, and I said, you know what, it won't hurt to try something else.
Sure.
So this was the first time I actually had a program customized for me and my needs for my particular body.
Mm.
And as a result of that customization and having some coaching that really, really helped me to be accountable and just really, really surge towards my goal, I was able to release 30 pounds in my first 5 weeks.
Wow.
Which is like unheard of.
30 pounds.
Yes, and that's a lot of weight in a little bit of time.
Yes, yes. Yeah, some people are trying to lose 5 pounds, and I'm like, dang it, not even close. And it just goes back and forth, and we'll talk about that in the process that you've been through. So 30 pounds in 5 weeks.
Yes, and at that point I said, oh, you know, this really works.
Right.
And I finally got to the point where I was excited, and I just went on to really stay on program, and ultimately I lost 65 pounds in 11 months. So
I wish I had a sound effect for that.
Woohoo!
That is amazing.
Yes, and as a result of going through that journey, I became empowered to really help other people to achieve their goals and lose weight and get healthy.
Wow, that's 65. And so the specific program. Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. When the time when you realized, where was your breaking point? When you realized, first when you just started to try to lose weight. When was that? How long ago? And what were you doing? What were you thinking? Of when you just like, oh, okay, really need to try to start losing weight. This is before all the things that you tried.
Right. I had been on several different journeys with weight loss, but in 2010 is when I was at that point in life where I was starting to get older, and it gets harder to lose weight as you get older.
Right.
And also, I wasn't an old woman.
Right.
I didn't think so.
No, I don't believe that you are. But
no, I'm forever young.
Yes. It's all mental.
But I was to the point where simple things started bothering me, like going up a flight of stairs and
you were
being
exhausted.
very winded.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that's one of the lot of revelations people don't realize is the walking up the steps.
yes,
You're like
walking up the steps and then going to the store and having to always buy things with elastic.
Oh.
And when you get to that point, your options are very limited in
Right.
the fashion world.
Right.
And you know, I'm a very savvy person, you
Yes.
know, like to dress, and I got to the point where everything had elastic, and that really started to bother me. But I think one of the real things that kind of made me have a truly aha moment was I went on a business trip,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to take a flight.
Uh-huh.
And it was to the point where when you're sitting in that middle seat and
And
you're a
it's
heavy
tight.
woman,
Yeah.
it's tight, and people have to sit very crunched in and very uncomfortable
Oh.
around you. And to see the faces of people when they look at you and kind of oblige you, but they really have that look like, okay, why am I in this seat?
Right.
I want to move.
Wow.
And I was just so crushed, and I said, you know, I'm tired of my hips bulging out of the sides of the airplane seat. And it was to the
Wow.
point where sometimes I wouldn't even get up and go to the restroom because I was just really thinking, wow, if I'm this comfortable in the seat, how am I going to be when I go down the aisle and have to bump people in the head with my hips?
Oh, wow.
So at that point, it was time to make a change. It was definitely time to make a change.
That's definitely a wake-up call. And people, people don't think about it that way. I mean, people will walk down the aisle clearly bumping people and thinking it's okay and it's not a disturbance to anybody or themselves.
Right. Exactly.
That's something, ladies and gentlemen, that I can't sit here and say, call anybody out, because there are a lot of reasons why certain people are overweight.
Yes,
whether it's a health, was yours hereditary, was yours health-wise, or was it just something that you just didn't care to think about, or were you ever small as a child? I mean, small size when you were a teenager, or?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like in my family, I like to say, I had blessings from both sides.
Okay.
On my mother's side, they were short and wide, so they're like weebles.
Oh,
and
okay.
so on my father's side, we're like Amazons, tall and broad.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But my thing was health. When I was a child, I had lots of aunts and uncles who were always on medication of some sort for some ailment. And I thought, it doesn't seem fun to get older because you have to take all these pills and always worry about what time is it, what pill do I take. And I didn't want to have to go through that for the rest of my life. So in 2010, I wanted to be proactive. I didn't have any kind of ailments or conditions that are usually exacerbated by weight, like diabetes and hypertension. Didn't have any of those, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to take control and be proactive before that came in. So I figured, these things ran in my family because a lot of people didn't run in my family.
Right.
People were very sedentary, not active. And I said, I'm going to be the catalyst for change.
Good.
And it starts with me. So that's where we went, and we keep moving.
You said that, what are some of the limiting beliefs and debilitating mindsets that often keep, people overweight? What are some of those things? But that people can hear right now and realize, oh, I say those things. Oh, I do those things.
Yes.
Maybe I should start losing weight. So what are those things that you would tell clients?
One of them I just spoke of. A lot of people use the excuse of, well, this runs in my family. My family's heavy, or diabetes runs in my family.
Yeah, I've always been big boned.
I'm prone to get it. I've always been big boned. Well, those are really excuses that pacify us in the present moment.
Okay.
And it gives us a reason to have a crutch and an excuse. And really, excuses only pacify you, the person that's giving the excuse.
I agree.
But the rest of the world really doesn't have to accept that. And you have to get to the point where it's not just about aesthetics and looks, but you have to really be concerned about your health and your potential to live your absolutely best life.
Absolutely.
And at that point in my life, I wasn't living my best life. I used to be previously active, cycling, rollerblading, dancing. I didn't have the energy to do that because I couldn't even go up the flight of stairs without breathing hard, let alone get on the dance floor.
Right. I agree. I was just telling the guys here that was here before. I mean, I dance salsa, and I can always tell when I don't work out for a week and I try to dance at the end of the week, I'm exhausted.
Yes, and salsa takes a lot of energy, so you have to be in shape.
Right, you have to be in shape. I know, I need to go back to the gym. I've been BS in the last month. But I, if anything, I still eat healthy. If I know I can't make it, and to agree with me or not, a lot of people say it's their job, or they're too busy, or they don't have time.
Yes.
I know that you have time for whatever you want to make time for.
That's true. We make time for everything.
For everything that you want. So
everything
clearly,
is important.
If you don't want to make time to be healthy,
you have to make time to be sick later.
Right. That's a great way of losing it.
Yes.
So supposedly you tried several programs, which, just throwing out there, what programs have you tried that once or twice that didn't work for you? Because James, which is our everything coach, which it would be great for you to meet him one of these days. He's awesome. Check out his website. This is a free plug, motionproject.com. And he's a life coach, fitness coach, and he'll always tell us that some of these programs, you become dependent on it.
Yes.
And then if you fall off, it just shoom, comes right back. So which programs did you try that sounds like you bounced right back up to where it didn't work out?
Yes.
So which ones are those programs?
I tried Weight Watchers twice.
Okay.
Jenny Craig twice.
Okay.
Nutrisystem, Bahamian diet, cabbage soup diet, lemonade diet.
The cabbage soup, I've never heard of cabbage soup diet.
Yes, you basically eat cabbage soup for like 4 or 5 days. Oh, and the string bean diet, I forgot about that one. There was a boiled egg diet that I tried. I even tried.
The boiled egg one, my mom is a nurse, so
Yes.
there's a diet that either cancer patients or patients do, which is a very restrictive diet, and it always involved a boiled egg. Is it? I don't know if it's that one that you're talking about, but it's like a piece of toast and an egg, and
Yes.
is it that one?
Yes.
Yes. So that's. I was like, Mom, this is not food. You know, and they're saying that you can't possibly get all your nutrients eating.
This is true, and then too, you starve yourself because
Right.
a lot of times those diets are, some of them can be very restrictive. You're having less
Right.
than 600 calories
Right.
a day,
Right.
and when you're still trying to basically live, your body can't live off of that fewer calories, and you're
Right.
still exercising,
Right,
and
exactly.
running errands
Right.
and things like that. So you're really expending way more than you're consuming, and that's why we gain it back, because with all those programs, they were great and they do work. However, the missing component was the empowerment and the education of the relationship towards food. That's what was missing for me. I went to the program, lost 20 pounds, but whatever would happen in my life, relationship,
Right.
job, all kinds of stresses,
And you couldn't follow through.
I went right back to my crutch with food. So with this program, it actually helped me to realize certain emotions I had that were tied to food and why I ran to certain foods in certain instances.
Right.
So when I was able to really become aware of that, I could make more informed decisions and I could empower myself to push back
Very
from
nice.
the table.
Very nice. See, guys, everything on the Wildcat Show makes sense. Sometimes I wake up and I look at the guests and I look at the bios and I said, how do I make sense of all this? Everything's tied in my world here at the Wildcat Show. But having said, James, willpower takes a lot
It does.
to pick a donut from, I mean, it may not be your weakness, but whatever it may be.
I'm so glad you said that because one of my crutches was I used to have Dr. Pepper and Krispy Kreme raspberry donuts
Oh
for
my
breakfast
God.
in the morning.
Dr. Pepper?
Yes.
Jeez.
And because of all that sugar, I had a very bad sugar addiction, and it kept
Right.
me craving sugar all day. And people don't realize it when you're going to Starbucks and getting these, mega
Fancy,
venti,
right.
800-calorie coffees, and you're going and grabbing pastries and sugars. You're basically putting your body in a position to want that all day.
Right.
So you basically can't help yourself.
But eat sugar.
Yes. And the next thing you know, you've got more inches, you've got more pounds, and then unfortunately, some people really go into that spiral, and then they have conditions like diabetes,
Right, diabetes and
that is
stuff.
really bad. So.
Interesting. James, you never mentioned that. Yes, you did. You were like, yeah, yes, I did. All right. So what diet? What was the very last? Clearly, because you're still on it. Diet that you tried that truly now works, and is it something you created yourself, or is it?
No,
also?
this is something that I actually was introduced to
Okay.
with a coach.
All right.
And because of my success, I decided to become a coach as well.
Okay.
And the program focuses on nutrition on a cellular level to
Okay.
actually nourish your body so that your body actually absorbs nutrients and can work optimally based upon the food that you intake.
Wow.
So I had quite an education on how food actually works in the system
Right.
and how to change my cravings around.
Mm.
Part 2 was a component of body reshaping that included fitness, but also a very revolutionary form of body shaping that helped me to get a snapshot of what I would look like 2 to 3 sizes from now.
Mm.
So because of that component to be able to have me see how I would look in the future,
It's very
it kept me
motivating.
constantly motivated.
Right.
And it also helped to curb my appetite. So with those two together and the education that I had, I could make better choices. And the next thing you know,